Tonight, I'm going to do something that's a little different than what we've done in the past. I'm going to present to you a status quo budget. Now, why a status quo budget? I intend to provide you with information on what it takes to maintain exactly what the schools have now. Then, I will show you priorities to move this district forward. To keep the programs the same with no initiatives, we are using a zero-based budget building process, which means that we build the budget from the bottom up. We make no assumptions about just carrying what we have over and adding a percentage to it. It's built individually. We are offering no new services, exactly the same services, exactly the same resources for the students. We've looked for some efficiencies that we might continue to capture. We have always been working on efficiencies. The key budget drivers for this next year are student needs. That should always be in the forefront. A relatively flat enrollment, contractual obligations, which I will get into in a little bit, energy costs, transportation, health insurance, state funding uncertainty, and unpredictable special education funding. And our status quo, let me break down some of the drivers here. Our negotiated teacher salary increase comes to a 2.7%. I'll come back to that. Non-certified, this is an allowance for increase because those are in negotiation this year, so it's not determined. But we've allowed for some increase in those salaries. Fringe benefits, 5%. Transportation services, 2.3%. Energy, 7.3%. We have never had in the past a contingency fund. You will see that we are proposing that the district have a contingency fund in this budget. Our contractual obligations, I mentioned the teacher impact will be a 2.7. This year, our teacher's contract has a 0% general wage increase and a 0% cost of movement. So that is the first year of the teacher contract this year. Next year, they will receive their first increase in the second year of the 3-year contract, with a 1.5 general wage increase and a 1.2 cost of step movement mid-year. The impact is a 2.7. The administrators will be next year in the first year of their 3-year contract, and they have a 0% increase. The secretaries, custodians, EAs, and nurses are in negotiation or in arbitration, so those are unsettled. Projects an increase of 3.68%, which is a total of $1,475,600. That's the budget that has no increased services. It's simply carrying forward what we have this year. Our concern is that Newtown has enjoyed quality schools and expects continuous pursuit of quality. We're currently doing good, sound educational practices, and we don't want to slip in any way in this important work. We want to do the kind of job that Newtown expects of us. Every child deserves to receive excellent and caring instruction every year. So to that effect, I have included some recommended program additions. I call these urgent needs for the District of Newtown. First, full-day kindergarten, which we have spoken about at past board meetings. In implementing the full-day kindergarten, we are estimating that would require $305,000, and that is a net with the transportation costs taken out. Also, tied for #1 is an increase in high school staff to meet student needs at the high school. Increasing the staff at the high school is estimated at $346,300. Restore the total cost of ownership in technology. And by that I'm referring to replacement costs and a cycle of adhering to the technology plan of replacing obsolete equipment on a regular cycle. By the way, I know most corporate world has a cycle of 3 to 4 years. Our cycle is 7. That cost would be $169,100. Restore the deferred maintenance. We This year, in order to make the cuts in the budget, it was necessary for us to keep the classrooms intact, to make drastic cuts in our maintenance. And this board did that difficult work of making some decisions about that a year ago. So I'm recommending that the board take a serious look at restoring that deferred maintenance. And I believe that it's important that the board and the town and community make some decisions about where they would like this school district to go. I appreciate very much your consideration of this. Education is simply the soul of a society as it passes from one generation to another, and I believe these students deserve the very best this generation can offer to that generation.